Hello everyone, welcome back to another week of Anti-Melt. This week we're going to be focusing on registration, books, and financial aid, alright? Now we're going to get into the details of it, and if you have any questions, just make sure you remember to email us or join our office hours. I'm going to provide some information at the end of the video, or if you watched the previous video, you already know. So let's go ahead and get this party started. Alright everyone, I'm going to start off talking about registration first. Now, first, in order to register, you must make a student account. Now, student accounts for each university may look different, but they pretty much follow the same general guidelines. For an example, NC State's student portal is called MyPack Portal, or UNC Chapel Hill's student portal is called Connect Carolina. They call different things, they look different ways, but they are really the same thing as your student portal, where you can find your classes, you can register for classes, you can find financial aid, you can find a breakdown of your financial aid, etc., things of that nature. All right. Now, some of y'all might be confused and concerned because you don't know how to get to your student account. For a lot of students, if you've been accepted to the university, they're going to send you an email explaining how to set up your student account. So before you start going to ask a lot of questions, go check your email. Check your spam. Check your inbox. If you know you ain't check your inbox, have y'all got about 30 unread messages already, or maybe 1,000, who knows. Anyways, back to it. So yeah, check your email. If it's not in your email, then you can go to the website. So right now what we're going to do is I'm going to drop some links. Links are on the page. Pause the video, look at these links. Okay, let's move on. So on them links, those are links to a lot of big schools. If your schools is not on that list, then look through those links first, and so you get an idea of what you need to be looking for when you look up your school. Do some work, look up your school, and on those links are pretty much instructions on how to set up your student portal for those particular schools. Okay, so if you cannot find any instructions in an email, you're having a hard time finding information on your websites, you got two options. Now, I prefer you go with option A first. Option A is call that school. Pick that phone up. I know a lot of y'all, I'm nervous. I want to hear that. Pick your phone up. You growing up, and call the school and say, hey, I need a little help trying to figure out how to get into my student account and how to set that up. Make sure you call between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Now, if you call outside those hours, they're probably not going to answer because they probably went home. Just saying. Disclaimer, right? Or if they don't, you call during them hours and they still didn't answer, well, call again. Call the next day. Call the day after that. Y'all know COVID is a thing. Things are changing. So just be prepared, be patient, all right? And just please remember, do not be afraid to ask for help, all right? There's nothing wrong with asking for help if you don't know what you don't know, okay? All right? So that's pretty much all for registration. If you have any questions, you know to email us. All right, next. The next big thing is to check to see if your classes are offering textbooks, all right? Some classes do, some classes don't, right? Okay? So first of all, you need to understand what could be possibly textbooks that your classes offer. They could be anything from novels to instructional textbooks like biochem or math books, anything like that, or even workbooks. Anything that got paper and words on them can be a textbook. Okay, cool. All right. Also understand that either your textbook can be a physical copy, like you actually hold it in your hands, or it be a digital copy, means it's all online. All right. And if it's a digital copy, if you still want to, you can print it out. You got it like that. Do your thing. All right. Please understand that you also do not have to own the book that every class requires. All right. There's the option, or it should be an option that you should be able to rent the book. All right. Renting a book is a lot cheaper. Many students utilize that because a lot of times buying a textbook is way more expensive than renting a textbook. For example, a textbook can be $200, but so $200 to buy, but it only costs $50 to rent. So, for example, if you buy a textbook, usually they'll let you sell the textbook back if they still want it back. The key thing there is if they still want it back. All right. Now, also understand, if you sell your textbook back, do not expect the same amount that you spent on it in the first place, okay? Also, if you rent your book, okay, you rent, it's like a DVD. If you rent it, you ain't get no money back when you turn that thing in. You're going to be asked for some money if you mess it up and you try to turn it back in. So make sure you look on your student center or your student portal for that information. That information is going to be under your classes, all right? If it's not showing under your classes, it's not in the details, because sometimes you got to hit the link that says more class details. If it's not under there, then your professor email should be up there, or there should be a way where you can contact your professor. And you got two things you can do. You can ask your professor, hey, are there any textbooks required for the course? Or if you see that a textbook is required for the course, go ahead and ask them, hey, are your textbooks still required for the course? Because some teachers put them up there, and in their mind in the beginning, they're like, yeah, I want to use these textbooks. But then sometimes they change their mind and say you don't need to get them anyway. So always check before you buy, right? Also understand that buying textbooks, you can either buy them directly from the school. If the school says that you need a textbook, they're going to have some form of system that you can buy the textbook from them, right? Or rent it from them. You also can buy your textbook on online location marketplaces like Amazon. Amazon's a good place for people to find good, cheap textbooks when it still costs too much to buy them from the school and it costs too much to rent, right? Amazon might be a way out. But if you're going to buy from Amazon, make sure you get the exact textbook. I'm talking about down to the exact edition. All right. Now, they're going to be the same textbook and be like edition 1 or edition 32. And if your professor wants edition 32, you get edition 1. Can't be mad. You got to read. All right. So that's pretty much everything on textbooks. Just remember, if you need help with this, they explain all this when you're doing your orientation. And for all of you, or a lot of you, your orientation should be online anyway. And in that orientation, they tell you how to register for classes after you make a student account. They show you how to pick your classes. They show you when you can pick your classes, because everybody has certain times. And then with the textbooks, they show you how to order your textbooks, how to rent your textbooks, so on and so on. Got me? Cool? Bet. All right, y'all, we almost done. So in this last portion, we're going to be talking about financial aid and how to read your award letter and understand the different types of financial aid there are. So, for example, scholarships and grants. Two beautiful things. Two things you do not have to pay back, all right? Loans. There are two types of loans. There's subsidized and unsubsidized. The only really big difference between those two is just the interest rate and how you have to pay it back. And you don't need to worry about that right now. Also understands having loans is not a bad and terrible thing. I mean, it's not the best thing in the world, but having loans is not terrible, because what's the outcome? You're going to come out here with a good job. You can be able to pay those off. They're just like any other bill, like a light bill, car bill, pay it off. All right. So right now what we're going to do, we're going to go through this sample award letter that's coming on the screen right now, and bam. So this award letter, let's look at it. So at the top, you see direct charges paid to blank, 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 and then other expenses, source, fall, spring. All right. Now remember, this is just a sample. Found it on Google. All right. So for example, look at the top. It says tuition, fees, and room and board comes down to your total cost of $39,225, right? And then it gives your other expenses, which comes out to $4,500. So understand, your tuition is literally the cost of your classes, right? Mandatory fees is like any student fees, like laundry, student facilities, all that you paying for. Loan fees, yes, it's sad, they do charge you for having loans. but it is what it is. Then room and board, so that's your housing. That's where you're staying. That's where you're living. So just say like for that cost is $12,000. All that adds up to $39,000. Then your books and supplies, that number is flexible. And what I mean by that is, and early in the video I said some classes require books, some don't. So if none of your classes require books, you're not spending $1,500 on books. Why? Because you're not getting no books. So I understand transportation allowance. They say allowance, but they're just assuming that's how much you're going to spend going to and from home. Granted that COVID is a thing right now. They're not doing too much of that. So guess what? You don't have to worry about transportation expenses, right? And then personal expenses, $2,000. They assuming that you're going to spend $2,000 on whatever you need for you to live. So like toilet tissue, toothpaste. Don't go buying random stuff. All right. Just buy stuff you need for school. Because a lot of y'all be like, school too expensive. Well, if you spend $2,000 in personal expenses, you just made school expensive your own self. Let's just be honest. All right, because your personal expenses could be zero. Let's be completely honest. Minus $2,000 right there. Look at that. Look how God is working. All right. So now let's look at the bottom. Let's look where the money is coming from. So the top is what you have to spend or the cost to go there. And then this middle section is what money you're getting. So let's look at it. See, grants, so a university grant, presidential grant, Pell Grant, all of those are money that you don't have to pay back. So they're going to split it up between semesters. So you see on the right, there's a total. So say you got $12,000 scholarship. They're going to split that over $6,000 per semester. Okay. Also, if you get federal work study is like you having a job on campus to help pay your bills. Exactly how it looks. Say over the year, you're getting paid $2,000. You're not going to actually get that money. That money is just going to go straight to your student account to pay your bills. All right. Look at the grace. All right. Now these loans, these are all loans. Yes, it's money you have to pay back. So if we look at this breakdown, there's $4,000 plus $3,500 equals $7,500. Right? Plus another $2,000 is $9,500. That's how much loans from 1 year that you have to pay back. In the grand scheme of things, that's not too bad. That's actually not bad at all. Some people have $30,000 worth of loans per year. That's just $9,000. If you look at the math, 9 is a lot less than 30. All right. So now your total for how much your financial aid that you receive is $29,000. Right? If you take $29,000 from the two totals up top, you ended up with $16,000 left over that you need to pay, right? But if we look at some of these costs, like personal expenses, you take $2,000 off that. Now it's down to $14,000. If you're not driving down nowhere, you're not spending no money driving, just take another $1,000 off. Now that's $13,000 you got to pay, right? Now all this extra money right here, you can easily take out more loans to cover that cost. So don't think you have to pay that out of pocket. Understand that is just extra stuff that hasn't already been in there, or they assuming that your parents is going to pay that extra amount. That's why we have a thing called FAFSA. FAFSA understands your parents' financial breakdown, and then takes that breakdown and shows you how much you should receive, and then how much they think your parents or guardian should pay out of pocket. All right. So now we're back to me. All right. That's it on financial aid. If you have any questions, run that video back first and review it. Then ask via email or remind or office hours. Look at that. We're a triple threat. We got many avenues. Okay, cool. All right, since now we at the end, we're funny done. All right. One more time, here's our email to contact us. Feel free to ask us questions anytime. We're going to try to reply back as fast as we can. Also, if you're not on our Remind group or having trouble getting in the group, feel free to shoot email for that as well, just to let us know. And then also remember that in our Remind group is where we send out general updates. We let you know office hours change. We let you know when office hours are coming up, things of that nature. It's like a quick text to your phone. So see you in the next video.